So we left French Creek Marina around 8 a.m. this morning, and there was a pretty steady blow around 10 to 15 knots. Beautiful. We were cruising 6 knots or so and managed to sail 8 or 9 nautical miles to Lasqueti Island here. We knew that the wind was going to die off, and so we are just using this time to float about.
We ate breakfast, we whale watched.
Not much wind, hey?
No. Good opportunity to eat breakfast though.
James just made us a delicious brunch. I don't even know what time it is.
I don't know, let me fill you in on it. These are the broken eggs that we broke while we were provisioning, so, you know, reuse, recycle, repurpose for breakfast. We have a can of beans, half a fried tomato, and a bit of homemade bread. Not a bad little morning brunch out here on the ocean while we're waiting for the weather to move.
So I had a delicious breakfast, we're feeling fueled up, and we're just waiting for this next blow to happen. We're supposed to get some wind coming from the south, and that will push us up in the direction that we want to go. Our destination is Princess Louisa Inlet. So we're trying to head up into the inlet in the next day or so.
How's my moustache? We're heading to Green Bay tonight, which is around the other side of Texada, kind of up towards Jarvis Inlet. The idea is that from there we can get the rest of the way up to Malibu Rapids tomorrow and make it there for slack tide. If not, we'll go the next day or the day after that, depending on what happens. If this wind turns up, then we might make it. Otherwise, we'll just be forever here hanging out with our whale buddy until he leaves.
As soon as I put on my whale shirt, a humpback whale showed up and was swimming around and showing us his tail. I've been trying to capture him on camera, but yeah, I feel like every time I change the lens away from the zoom lens to the vlogging lens, he pops up. And then when I have the zoom lens on, he is diving down below. And also I just got a new, it's my first ever zoom lens, so I'm figuring out how to work that. But it's proving difficult when the boat is moving and you're trying to keep the camera still and the sun is shining and
the whale's swimming.
The whale's swimming. Yeah, there's a lot of factors that make it difficult, but maybe I'll get a glimpse of this whale for you guys.
This smoke is crazy today, it's so hazy.
Yeah, there's lots of fires burning in the interior. Oh, I just heard the whale.
It must have been off in the distance. They're very sneaky like that. For something so large, they're very stealthy. If I was that big, I'd make a hell of a racket. I'd be stomping all over the place. He's all the way over there now.
Aww.
He's like hundreds of meters away.
I missed my opportunity. I had one shot.
You almost got it. You got a little bit of him.
A shimmer.
Sometimes that's all you can really ask for.
Now that the whale has left us and we are fed, shall we think about motoring? I know this is not our favorite thing,
but let's motor like a mile out from behind this island, and maybe there's a bit more wind over there.
Yeah, we're definitely in a wind shadow.
Yeah, wrong little bit here.
Yeah, we'll just motor a little bit, make some progress.
Totally. Let's find the wind. Round we go. Okay, well, no more motoring. We're hearing a little bit of a weird tinging sound again.
Sounded like someone was crunching tinfoil from back here anyways.
The V-belt, I guess, has been just ever so slightly touching against the mounting bolt on the alternator, and it has worked its way out. So we're gonna go put it back in. That's the little bolt that's been working its way out. We got the socket set just here, so we're gonna put it back in. The nut and the washer have backed themselves off the back of that bolt. Simple enough fix. Do you want to turn on the engine and we'll see if it all sounds better?
Okay.
I think it's fixed.
Nice.
It looks better. The alternator isn't shaking around anymore, so close call.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a simple fix.
It was for once.
No casualties?
Nope. And I put some Permatex blue thread locker on the nut on the back, so hopefully it won't work its way off again. But we'll just have to keep an eye on it.
Well, since the engine's looking good and we've got a tiny puff of wind, should we turn the engine off?
Yeah, we probably should. It makes a hell of a noise. And otherwise it is quite peaceful out here.
I mean, we're never in a rush to get somewhere.
No, we've got plenty of daylight, so we can always motor later.
All right, I'm gonna kill it.
All right.
Much better.
It's much more peaceful.
So we've been cruising beautifully for the past few hours, wing on wing, pretty well since we rounded the southern tip of Texada Island. It's just been so lovely. James and I are super surprised, even right now with such light winds, we're still going like 5 knots.
We might be getting better, but I think at the very least we're getting better at planning when to go sailing. I think our sailing plan worked out really well today. We had northwesterly this morning to get us coming down that way, and then it changed to a southerly, and as we rounded, and now we're heading back this way. So all in all, I think that would be called a success. It's quite magical, really, when it works out like that. It's nice to be able to cover a good amount of ground today. So far we've done about 25 nautical miles, and we've got another 5 to go until we get to Green Bay, which at this pace should only take us an hour.
So I think this is the longest day sail we've done. So I feel like every time we get out here, we're pushing the limits even more and going a bit further and learning something new about our sailing capabilities and the boat and how she handles, and that's just awesome. I hope that this learning stays like that. I don't think I ever want to get to a point where sails feel stagnant. Like, I always want to be learning at this pace. But I feel like sailing, you are learning all of the time. Because every time you get out here, it's a totally different situation.
I think our time with the wing on wing has come to an end. The wind is coming more off our starboard at the moment, and it's hard to keep us pointing downwind because there's a bunch of rocks kind of in front of us. So I think we should probably bring the main back across, and then we can head a little bit more on a reach. Yep. Oh, beautiful. Just gonna let the traveler out for us. Beautifully done. Well, it looks like there's a lot for sale. Should we buy a lot here in Green Bay and build a cabin? It'd be a beautiful spot to have a cabin. It is a beautiful spot. But it looks like there's just one other sailboat here that came in just before us. And apart from that, we have the anchorage to ourselves.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so let's have a little scout around and see where we want to drop the hook. 48 feet.
So we'll just do a wide lap of the bay and
oh yeah, let's go have a look around.
check for hazards.
Yeah, there's a big obstacle over here. But given the amount of space we have, I reckon we could probably just go wherever. We're in 50 feet of water, so anywhere from here on in should be good. We're more or less at high tide right now, so we don't want to get too shallow, but it's more than adequate for anchoring. Should be great. Are you ready to drop?
Oh, the struggles of having long, luscious locks.
That went well, hey?
I feel like this was our most flawless sailing day yet. The sailing was beautiful and anchoring
gorgeous.
was flawless.
It was actually hard to stop sailing. I wanted to keep on going. It was so beautiful and pristine.
I know, I feel like we would have kept going up the inlet if there was another place to anchor, but
Yeah.
it's just mountains and deep ocean.
Yeah. Catch that tomorrow when we also see it for the first time.
Nice. Are we signing off to have a beer?
Yeah, I think it's time to have a beer and relax for 15 minutes before doing tacos. Yeah. Taco Tuesday, but it's Sunday. Sunday! It's Sunday! Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know, it doesn't matter, it's Tuesday somewhere.
Don't you love when you lose track of the days?
It's the best.
Anyways, guys.
Yeah, till tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We'll continue up the inlet.